That hair color you've trusted for years? It might be quietly aging you without you even realizing it. You catch your reflection and something feels off. The color looks flat, your face feels tired, and you start wondering, did I make a mistake? No, you didn't. The truth is, what used to work beautifully may not serve you anymore. But here's the good news. With just a small shift in tone, you can revive not just your look, but the confidence behind it. Mimma. And if you're over 60 looking in the mirror and thinking, this color just isn't working anymore, you're not the only one. I've talked to so many women who say, I used to love my reflection, but now I barely recognize myself. That's why this matters. This isn't about chasing youth or hiding age. It's about making the outside match the strength, warmth, and spirit that's still alive inside. Let's find what truly works for you right now. Here's the truth. As we age, everything shifts. Our skin tone softens, our hair changes texture. Even the way light hits our face feels different. But guess what most of us don't change? Our hair color. I've had women in my chair say, I don't get it, this used to look great. And I always tell them, you've changed, and that's something to celebrate. The problem isn't you. It's that your color hasn't kept up with your evolution. The wrong shade can drain your face, exaggerate fine lines, or just make you feel off. But with the right tweaks, your hair can light up your skin, frame your face beautifully, and help you feel like yourself again. Only better. Let's talk about something I see all the time. Women holding on to hair colors that used to work wonders in their 40s, but now, not so much. And the biggest one I see? Going too dark. I get it. Dark colors feel rich, sophisticated, and for a long time, they probably looked amazing on you. But past 60, that same jet black or deep espresso can start doing the opposite of what you want. Instead of brightening your face, it hardens your features. Instead of hiding fine lines, it pulls them into focus. Why does that happen? As we age, our skin loses some of its natural contrast and color. So when you pair that softer skin tone with intense dark hair, it creates this harsh disconnect. It's like wearing a black turtleneck in the summertime. It just feels off. Your face gets lost, your eyes fade into the background, and the beautiful structure of your face starts looking sharper in ways you didn't intend. Now, I'm not saying you need to go blonde or silver overnight. But even just shifting a couple of shades lighter can make a huge difference. Think mocha brown, soft chestnut, or mushroom tones. These colors still have depth, but they reflect more light and soften your overall look. I once worked with a client named Carol. She was in her late 60s and had been using the same box dye black since college. She was hesitant to change. This is just who I am, she told me. But her skin had changed, and the black was overpowering her. We lightened her up slowly, introducing a warm mocha brown with some soft caramel lights around her face. I'll never forget her reaction when she looked in the mirror. That's me. I haven't seen me in years. That moment. That's what we're after. Going lighter doesn't mean losing edge or elegance. It means embracing balance. And the bonus? These softer shades tend to age more gracefully. When deep black fades, it can look dull or even greenish. But a medium tone brown with warm or neutral undertones just mellows out over time. It grows with less noticeable roots. It looks intentional. There's also a psychological effect. Many women tell me they feel less stuck after lightening up. Like they're permitting themselves to evolve. Because let's be honest, what worked in your 30s isn't always meant to come with you forever. You've grown. You've changed. And your hair should reflect that. Still unsure if dark is dragging you down? Try this. Take a photo of yourself in natural light. Then use an app to digitally lighten your hair 2 or 3 shades. Don't look for dramatic changes. Just look for softness. See how your eyes stand out more? How does your skin look a little more awake? That's the shift we're going for. In the end, it's not about rules or trends. It's about how you feel when you look in the mirror. If your current color is making you feel invisible or exhausted, it's time for a reset. Not a makeover. A realignment. Because hair color isn't just about style, it's about identity. And you deserve a color that fits who you are now, not who you used to be. If this sounds like you, don't click away, because the next tip might be the exact shift your look needs. Let's talk about red, because red can be stunning. It's bold, expressive, and unforgettable. But here's the thing most people don't tell you. Not all reds are created equal, especially when you're over 60. A warm, coppery red that looked fabulous on you in your 30s might now make your skin look flushed, tired, or even a little uneven. And you're probably thinking, wait, when did that happen? It sneaks up on you. Our undertones shift as we age, and with it, how color interacts with our skin. Warm reds, think copper, orange-based auburns or brassy tones, tend to clash with mature skin. Instead of bringing out your glow, they can exaggerate redness or age spots. I've seen women walk into the salon thinking red was their signature, and walk out amazed by how a cooler shade made them look 5 to 10 years fresher. Take Lisa, for example. She's a client from Florida who had been wearing a warm, brassy copper for years. It worked beautifully in her 40s. But at 64, it was starting to compete with her natural skin tone. We toned it down and transitioned her into a soft rosewood shade with hints of cool plum. The results were incredible. Her eyes stood out more, her skin looked smoother, and suddenly her hair wasn't shouting over her features. It was supporting them. That's the magic of cool-toned reds. Shades like burgundy, deep cherry, rose mahogany, or even a violet-tinted brown work with the natural coolness that starts to appear in mature skin. They don't just sit on top of your look, they melt into it. And when the lighting hits just right, that soft sheen feels like it was made just for you. Another thing to consider is how these colors fade. Warm reds can fade into something brassy or orange-toned, which tends to look dry and outdated. Cool reds, on the other hand, fade more gracefully. Even as they soften, they stay rich and intentional. Fewer touch-ups, less frustration. And that's a win in my book. You might also find that cool reds make your eye color pop. Women with blue, gray, or green eyes often find that a cherry or plum red brings their eye color to life in a way that warm red never could. It's not about being louder, it's about being smarter with your shade. If you're wondering whether it's time for a switch, here's an easy test. Stand near a window with natural light. Hold up 2 fabric swatches, one in a warm red, one in a cool red. Which one makes your skin look calmer? Which one lets your eyes and lips take center stage? That's your guide. The bottom line? Red is not off limits. Not at all. But choosing the right red makes all the difference. You deserve a color that doesn't just look good in the bottle, but looks incredible on you. One that works with your skin, with your age, and with your energy today. Don't be afraid to ask your stylist for something new. You're not starting over. You're simply turning the page to a chapter that fits who you are right now. If you're curious whether your red is still working, stay with me, because the next section gives a simple way to check from home. Let's say you're not ready to overhaul your hair color completely. Maybe going all over blonde or gray just feels too dramatic right now. That's fair. There's a middle ground and it's called dimension. I'm talking about highlights, lowlights, and face framing pieces that give your hair movement, depth, and life without screaming. I just got my hair done. Think of it like this. Your hair is a canvas, and light placement is the brushstroke that brings it to life. When you add gentle highlights around the face, it's like shining a soft spotlight exactly where you want it. It lifts your cheekbones, brightens your eyes, and gives your skin a little glow, even if you're not wearing any makeup. Margaret, one of my clients, hadn't colored her hair in nearly 8 months. She felt dull, a little invisible, and frankly unsure of what to do next. Instead of jumping into a whole new look, we started small. A few subtle baby lights around her face in an ash blonde tone, just enough to blend with her grays. The change was immediate. She looked fresher, softer, and most importantly like herself again. Face framing color doesn't have to be bold or obvious. The more natural it feels, the better it usually looks. These light pieces don't need to be platinum blonde or super dramatic. They just need to be placed with intention, around the eyes, the jawline, and the crown, to mimic how the sun might naturally lighten your hair over time. And then there are lowlights. These are the unsung heroes of hair color. Lowlights add richness and dimension, especially if your hair is starting to look too flat or one-tone. They give the illusion of volume and make your hair look fuller, which is a game changer as hair naturally thins with age. Plus, the beauty of dimensional color is that it grows out gracefully. There's no harsh line at the roots. No pressure to run back to the salon every few weeks. Just a gradual fade that still looks put together. gives you freedom. And let's be honest, low maintenance can feel like a luxury these days. Another bonus, this approach blends beautifully with grays. If you're not ready to go fully gray but want to ease the transition, highlights and lowlights can help you bridge the gap. They let you experiment, adjust, see what feels right.
No commitment.
No stress. So how do you know where to start? Bring in an old photo of yourself, one where you loved your hair, where you felt radiant. Your stylist doesn't have to recreate the exact look, but they can take the feeling of that moment and translate it into modern, flattering color that works for you now. You don't need a whole new identity. You just need a little light in the right places. That light? It makes you feel seen again. Because sometimes the smallest change, just a touch of brightness near the face, is all it takes to wake up your whole look and remind you that beauty never goes out of style. Simply evolves with you. Even if you're not ready to visit a salon, just switching to a golden tone gloss or a cool-based rinse at home can create a softer, more flattering tone. Let's talk about going gray. Now I know for some people, the idea of letting the silver show through feels scary. Maybe you've spent years coloring over every sign of gray, convinced that it means giving up or looking older. But here's the thing, gray doesn't have to mean dull, tired, or washed out. When it's done right, gray can look polished, powerful, and incredibly stylish. More and more women are choosing to embrace their gray, and I love seeing it. But here's the truth. Going gray gracefully doesn't mean you just stop coloring your hair one day and let the roots grow out for a year. That's not graceful. That's stressful. And honestly, it's not necessary. There are so many ways to transition into gray without feeling like you're walking around with two-tone hair for months. Glosses, toners, and blending techniques can help make the shift feel smooth and intentional. And when silver strands are cared for the right way, they shine. Literally. Take Ellen, for example. She was in her early 60s and tired of the every 4-week root touch-ups. "I feel like I'm chasing my hair," she said. So we made a plan. We didn't just stop coloring, because that can feel shocking. Instead, we introduced ash-toned lowlights to break up the old color, and used a silvery gloss to enhance her natural gray. We also added a weekly violet shampoo to keep the color bright. 6 months later, her hair looked intentional, elegant, and totally her. No weird lines. No dullness. Just confidence. Here's what people often forget. Gray hair reflects light differently. It doesn't have the same pigment structure as colored hair, so it can look matte or even yellow if not treated right. That's why products matter. A good purple shampoo or toning conditioner can make all the difference. And if you want that glassy finish, ask your stylist about clear glossing treatments. Also, keep in mind that gray hair can change your overall look. You might want to tweak your makeup, maybe add a pop of blush or adjust your brow color slightly. It's not a bad thing. It's just a new chapter. And sometimes a small shift makes everything feel fresh again. Going gray can actually be one of the most empowering style choices you make. It says, "I'm not hiding anything. I'm proud of where I am." It's bold but also freeing. You're not at the mercy of the dye schedule anymore. You own your look. If you're considering the transition, start by talking to your stylist. Don't just say, "I want to go gray." Say, "How can we work with what's already growing it to make it look beautiful?" That's a much better approach. And believe me, any stylist worth their salt will respect that and help guide you through it. So no, gray isn't the end. It's not the fallback option. It can be the beginning of a look that feels fresh, effortless, and 100% true to who you are today. Still unsure? The next section will show you how to match your color to your skin tone. And that's a game changer. Let's talk about something that doesn't get nearly enough attention. How your hair color interacts with your skin tone. This might be one of the most important details, yet it's the one most people skip over. The truth is, the wrong tone can make your skin look tired, washed out, or even sallow. But the right tone? It can lift your whole face and make you look like you just came back from vacation, even on a Monday morning. So where do we start? First, you need to figure out your undertone. I know that sounds fancy, but it's actually really easy. Just look at the veins on the inside of your wrist. If they look blue or purple, you're probably cool-toned. If they look greenish, you're likely warm-toned. And if you can't really tell or they look like a mix, you might be neutral. Once you've got that figured out, matching a hair color becomes so much simpler. Cool-toned folks usually look best in ash blondes, soft black, or pearl browns. These colors have blue or violet bases that balance out natural redness in the skin. Warm-toned skin, on the other hand, lights up with honey blonde, golden brown, or caramel. These shades bring warmth and a healthy glow to the face. I had a client named June. She always colored her hair this super icy blonde because she saw it on a celebrity and thought, that's what youth looks like. But every time she colored it, she said, I look pale. I look washed out. Once we realized she had warm undertones, we switched her to a golden beige with soft highlights. And just like that, her skin looked alive again. She said, I feel like I've finally seen myself again. That's the power of getting your undertone right. It's not about trends. It's about harmony. You want your hair to support your features, not compete with them. And when it does, everything else, your makeup, your clothes, your confidence, falls into place. If you're unsure where to start, pull out a few scarves or tops in different colors, cool tones like silver or icy blue, and warm ones like peach or olive. Hold them up to your face in natural light. Notice which ones make your eyes brighter and your skin more even. That same logic applies to hair color. Also, don't feel like you need to commit to one tone forever. Undertones can shift a bit with age, sun exposure, or even lifestyle changes. The best color is the one that works for you now, not what worked 5 or 10 years ago. So the next time you're sitting in the salon chair and flipping through those swatch books, pause. Ask yourself, does this color support my skin, or does it drain it? That simple question can save you years of coloring regret. Hair color is personal. It's emotional, but it's also science. And when you get the science right, that's when the magic happens. You glow not just because of the color, but because it feels right for you. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about embracing your evolution. Your hair color should never be a mask. It should be a mirror, reflecting your strength, your softness, and your sense of self. Maybe you've outgrown the shades that once defined you. That's not loss, it's growth. The climax here is this moment, when you realize that hair color isn't just cosmetic. It's emotional. It tells the world how you see yourself. And now you get to choose a new message. Whether it's silver with pride, a warmer tone that lifts your skin, or subtle light that softens your edges, what matters is that it feels right for you. You've earned that freedom. And the right shade doesn't hide you. It reveals you. Fully. Authentically. Beautifully. So stand in front of that mirror, not with hesitation but with intention. Say, this is who I am now. Because when your hair color aligns with your spirit, something magical happens. You don't just look better. You feel seen again. So here's the takeaway. Hair color after 60 isn't about rules. It's about reflection. You've lived, you've changed, and your hair should celebrate that, not fight it. Whether you're exploring softer shades, cooler tones adding dimension, or embracing the gray, the point is, you have choices. Beautiful ones. And those choices should empower you, not trap you. Aging isn't the end of beauty. It's the beginning of a new kind. One that's deeper, truer, and more uniquely yours. So don't settle for a color that makes you feel invisible. Find the one that lets you shine. Because at this stage in life, beauty isn't about blending in. It's about showing up. Fully, proudly, and authentically. If this video made you think twice about your hair color, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend who might need the same reminder. And if you're ready to explore a shade that truly fits who you are now, hit that subscribe button. We've got more tips, real stories, and expert advice coming your way. Leave a comment below. Tell me what color you're thinking about next. Let's grow, glow, and age beautifully together.